Okay, big question. Why do you forget things soon after you try and remember? Common issue for many, many people. And there's a number of factors involved. So let's get into it, right? You might have been in some scenarios where you meet someone or you read something or you're studying or you're learning or you try to do some work, you're doing stuff with your brain. And then seconds later, not even minutes later, but seconds later, you try and remember and you forget. Classic example is remembering someone's name. They said their name, hi, my name's John, and you forget straight away. Or you read something, and as soon as you read, you're like, what did I just read? That was me. And even in the first scenario, try to remember a name, that was me, I was terrible. These things happen for a reason. And the main reason is that words, numbers, just data in general has no meaning. So what that means is that if someone says their name is John, or if you're reading a passage from something, there is no meaning there. So your brain just sees letters and numbers. And because it has no meaning, it doesn't attribute any relationship or connection or association to your brain. And the result of that is you don't get it. Hence, you don't remember it. So what do? The number one rule, if you've watched my videos and read about memory or just know about memory in general, is that memory works with association and connection. And if you do these things, then you're able to remember. So if someone gives you their name or you're learning something or you're at work, what do? The best thing is to try and create an image or a story or some sort of context meaning behind it. So if someone says their name is Phil, imagine, do you know someone named Phil? You can make a connection with them, or maybe you're filling a cup with water. So now you've got some sort of an association and a connection to that. If you're meeting someone, they say their name is Phil, you go, okay, a few seconds, I'm going to make that story up and then move along. Now, obviously, when you first start this, it's going to take you some time. So don't expect memory champion levels of association. You're going to have to practice it, right? But the good thing is we've got social media, we've got YouTube, we've got everything. So you can go and practice, go look at the names, right? Go on something like LinkedIn and go look at everyone's name and see if you can make associations. So you can sort of precondition your brain to make faster connections. And that's pretty cool. Another big one, and this is an issue that I've had for years and years, is reading. When you're reading something, again, don't just read it and keep moving along. See if you can visualize it. Because as soon as you visualize it, then it's a lot easier to connect to the brain. So very quickly, in order to remember straight after and not forget straight after, you need to be able to condition your brain first to make an association, because these things happen automatically if you haven't noticed. The reason why we forget straight after is because we're not even mindful or attentive that we want to remember. The number one thing you should do is precondition the brain. So what you need to be able to do is, if you're heading into a particular scenario, understand what you'll need to do. So if you're heading into a meeting, know that you may be meeting some people. And if you are, then write those names down, pre-memorize them or make associations. And then when you do meet those people, you can connect them. I'll be doing more videos on meetings to be able to get a lot of cool tips from that. Precondition the brain. You're about to read something, you're about to study something, you're about to learn something. What am I going to try and pick up? Make sure the brain, you switch on that light, or you turn on that switch and you're ready to go. You're prepared to make association, because if you're not prepared, things just happen automatically and we can forget to do the thing that we need to do. That's important. So number one, precondition the brain and make sure that you get ready so that you can use it for memorization, right? So number one is preconditioning. Number two is doing the association or creating images. Not everything's an association, or you don't have to memorize everything. Even if you just visualize stuff, that's a good start, because what happens is that the brain gets used to all these imagery and visuals and connections. And even if you're a person that can't see visuals, right? There's very few of them. You can use your feelings, because feelings is actually a step above visuals. And I'm going to make a separate video on that. make sure you've got that connection part. And finally, just keep practicing that visual part and the connection, because what's going to happen is that initially when you try it, you're going to remember, but you're also going to forget as well. So don't give up. Trick is not to give up. The trick is to keep going, because just because you've done it a few times, they say, oh no, it hasn't worked for me most of the time, doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's just you haven't tried it many, many times, right? So you have to try it several times in order to understand what's working for you. So there we go. 3 things on why you can't remember and what you need to be able to do to remember. The pre-visual preparedness. Number 2 is do the actual visualization, memorization, connection. And number 3 is sort of just keep going, practicing, so you can sustain that ability as well. So hopefully that's helped. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment down below. And if you have any other topic interests as well, comment down below, because I'm running out of ideas, to be honest. There's quite a few subscribers now. So if you've got any ideas, feel free to comment down below, because then I'll start making videos of them. So thank you. See you soon. Bye.